Hi everyone, welcome back. All right, it is time to go to Solstheim. I'm so excited. Yeah, I can't wait to get there. My understanding is that this DLC will be kind of similar in terms of kind of like Far Harbor or like Nuka World and like Fallout 4, where it's like its own contained thing. So I'm super excited to like go to this new map and like explore everywhere and really immerse myself in it. Okay, I need to get to the docks. How do I get to the docks from here? I think this way maybe? Maybe not. I feel like I'm on the upper level and I need to go to a lower level. Can I like jump? Will I die? Okay, the game won't let me jump. I'll just leave through the front and go around, I guess. I know there's a way, I just don't remember. Oh, that's someone's house. Oh no, I'm lost. No, okay, I was just looking there. Okay, whose house is this? Oh, same person's house, okay. Yeah, we'll just go around, I guess. Alright. Can I just jump off this? Whee! Please don't die. Okay, I won't jump off the cliff. My bad. I thought it would have been gentle. No, I can jump off that cliff. I'll just frickin' turn ethereal. Wonder if I have that equipped right now or not.
Fine.
There we go.
Imagine blowing up an entire town.
Yeah.
Damn college. Winterhold would never be the same.
There we go. Shortcut, kind of. Not really. Can I jump up? Ooh, I made it.
Trouble?
Alright,
Ours is to smile at your passing, friend.
Oh,
The Lords don't appreciate us, but so
this
what?
is the boat?
I don't appreciate them right back.
Hello, sir.
If you're looking for passage to Solstheim, too bad. I'm not going back there anymore.
Wait, it's pronounced Solstheim? I thought it was like Solstheim, whatever. I say everything wrong anyway. What happened? Why won't you go back?
It's hard to explain. I remember those people with the masks coming on board. Then,
Oh fuck,
the
that's
next
right!
thing I remember, I was here.
I can't
and
go
they
back.
were gone. That's not right, losing whole days like that. There's been something strange going on there for a while. But after this, I'm done. I'm not going back to Solstheim.
Yes, you are! You're taking me.
Have you been listening to me? I'm not going back there.
Let's persuade. You owe me. Those cultists you brought here tried to kill me.
All right, you have a point. Taking you back to find out who sent them is the least I can do.
I wanted to dress as a
Besides,
cultist.
maybe you can put a stop to whatever's going on over there. I owe them a bit of payback myself.
Oh no, he's taking me now. Oh shit. I don't know if I have the cultist stuff equipped. I may have given it to Hilda for like easy storage access. Dang, that's what I wanted to do. That's right. I think I even upgraded some of their armor so I could wear it. So I could blend in. Oh, that really sucks. Aw. Whatever. Find the craftsman in Raven Rock. Ooh. Wow.
Well, here we are. This is Raven Rock. Can't say I'm all that glad to see it again. Good luck. Maybe you can figure out what's going on around here.
Okay. Alright, search for information about Mirak. Okay. Do I have my cultist armor? No. Does Hilda have my cultist armor? Wait, I was conjuration. Summon, conjure. Was it? Wait, why am I confused by this? Alteration. Hilda. Why are you low battery? No, I don't have it. Fuck.
I don't recognize you. So I'll assume this is your first visit to Raven Rock, Outlander. State your intentions.
I'm looking for Mirak. Do you know him?
Mirak, I'm not sure that I do. Just remember, Raven Rock is sovereign territory of House Redoran. This is Morrowind, not Skyrim. While you're here, you will
I'm
be
in
expected to
Morrowind?
abide by our laws. Any questions?
I'm in Morrowind? Okay. Raven Rock is purely a Dunmer settlement.
Raven Rock started out as an imperial settlement, but the Empire decided to abandon it, just as my people were first setting foot here. They left the town a shambles, but when House Redoran took over, we turned it around and it became ours. And even if it's been a struggle to make this island livable, we're proud to call it home.
Is like House Redoran, they must be like a main quest plot point in Morrowind then, right? This is probably a reference to Morrowind. I will be playing that game eventually. Yeah, I definitely want to play it. Anyways, okay. Why are you so suspicious of visitors?
I have to be. As second counselor, the security of Raven Rock is my primary concern.
Has security been an issue?
This isn't exactly the city of Blacklight. We're on the frontier out here, and we've had more than a fair share of troubles.
What's Blacklight?
After all we've been through together, I refuse to let Councillor Morvain down.
Who is Councillor Morvain? What do your titles mean?
Councillor Morvain is House Redoran's representative on Solstheim. As second counselor, it's
Okay.
my job to support him and make certain his rule is enforced.
Is the Morvine guy Mirak? Yeah, what is the city of Blacklight?
Your ignorance of our homeland doesn't surprise me. It's the capital of Morrowind. Been that
Right.
way ever since Mournhold was sacked by the Argonians. I don't visit there often anymore, but we still get the occasional supply ship and visitors from there.
The Argonians invaded Morrowind?
Quite a while ago, yes. They cut a bloody swath across most of the southern region of Morrowind. Nobody seems certain why it happened. An attempted expansion? Revenge for the enslavement of their people? Or perhaps both? Whatever the case may be, thousands of Dunmer needlessly lost their lives, and many more were exiled from their homeland.
Was that like the plot of Morrowind, where like you're in Morrowind, Argonians attack? There's probably like a shitty house that's there. You're probably fighting with the Redoran house to like put them in power, and or you are a Redoran. Whatever. I'm not gonna. I have no idea what Morrowind's about. Anyways, that made me excited to play the game. Okay, you know who Mirak is?
I'm unsure. I swear I know the name, but I cannot place it.
Is it you? I think it's the other guy, the first counselor. Can you tell me anything about him?
I don't think so. I'm not... The name has something to do with the Earthstone, I think, but I'm not sure what.
What is the Earthstone?
Giolan, I was starting to wonder what happened to you.
We were delayed by bad weather. Before you even ask, yes, I have the supplies you requested. But
But what?
this load cost me double what we'd agreed on. Nothing I can do about it.
Damn it, Jolland, you know we don't have that much coin.
Look, the East Empire Company didn't give me a choice. They've raised their prices again, and there's nothing I can do about it.
After all these years, they're gouging us for every last drake we have. Let me talk to Laeral. I'll see what we can do.
All right, Admiral. Don't worry about rushing it. Just pay me when you can.
That's so nice of him. He's like, you owe me more money. I'll get it for you. Don't rush it, just get it when you
The
can.
Northern
That's so
Maiden
chill.
is shipshape and ready to go. Talk to Captain Galland if you're looking to book passage.
Okay, maybe I shouldn't dress as the Mirak people then, but I feel like I should. Because then they'd be like, welcome back.
Captain Gjalland does the business around here. I'm just a ship's mate.
Aw, I really am upset I don't have. How long have you been sea captain?
I've been sailing the Northern Maiden across the Sea of Ghosts for nearly 20 years now. Might be time to find a new home port, though. The way things are going around here.
I kind of want to go get my armor just in case I need it.
Can't say I'd mind heading out of here. I still need to get paid, of course.
Here you go.
Right then. Let's be off.
Oh, you're not even getting me on the boat? Okay. Sorry, guys. I want to just, like, have the armor just in case I need it. I don't think I do. I just want to roleplay that I need it. I'm pretty sure the armor is in Tundra Hills in a chest. And if it's not there, I'll look in my Whiterun house. And if it's not there, then we'll just come back here and I'll forget about it. Plus, we're transporting Hilda back to Skyrim. It's a kindness also. Otherwise, she'd just be, like, trapped. Oh, I thought the game just froze.
If you're looking for passage, talk to Captain Gjalland.
Oh, look how beautiful. Oh my god. I'm just gonna go to the carriage. Am I walking on the water? No, I'm swimming. Okay. Felt like I was walking on the water. Look how beautiful. Oh my god.
Need a ride? I can take you to any of the hold cap. Where do you want to go? Climb and back and we'll be off. Couldn't ask for better.
Okay. Please let it be here. Please let it be here. I can also lighten my inventory a bit too. Oh, I didn't mean to go inside. Fuck.
I got you a present, Mama. I hope you like it.
Aw, thanks. That's so kind. Hey, Bonal. Be careful.
Mama! Need something?
I got something for you, I think.
Wow, thanks, Mama.
Oh, I don't have anything for you.
Stop teasing me.
Can I give you some money instead?
I like it here. The tree in the park is so pretty. Stay safe.
Alright, children and family. I'm going away to Solstheim for a little bit.
Hi, Ma.
If you need anything, talk
Did
to...
you need something, Mama?
If you need anything, I don't know the best. Oh, make your way, everyone, to Golden Hills Plantation. And Eric is there. I trust him. Do I not have a house Carl here? Go into Whiterun. Lydia's my house
Yes?
Carl there. She can help you out. And if she's not there, you can go to Golden Hills and Eric will take care of you there. Okay. Let's go. Goodbye, children. Yeah, it was kind of nice to say bye to the kids, actually, before we leave. Okay. I really hope the armor's in here. Yes. See, look at that. Flawless cultist mask. Okay. Since it's not in alphabetical order, and I've upgraded some of it. Cultist gloves. Okay. I should have like the cultist like clothing. I wonder if I can upgrade it more. I mean, even just having the mask would be okay. But I would prefer the full, like, ensemble. I mean, if this was in alphabetical order, it would go a lot faster. Okay, we're in the books, kind of. No! Fuck! Oh, okay, good. We got the boots. I don't think I'll be wearing the boots, honestly. Cultist robes. There we are. Okay. And now, let's see. Let's get rid of... Okay, that's 49 damage, and that is 49 damage. That is 51 damage. So I think we'll just get rid of both of these for now. Actually, I want to give them to Hilda. Dragon. Ooh, I want to keep that. Okay, we will store that. Want to keep that. Keep that. Store that. That's kind of sick. I want to keep that. No, actually, I can give those to Hilda. Keep that. Keep that. Keep that. Yo. I like all of these. Okay. That's pretty light. Okay, these are light. Let's store that at 184. 180. Okay, we'll store that. Okay, guys, remember my ebony mail is stored in Whiterun. No, it's stored in Tundra. Because I'm going to want to be looking for that. Do you know what? We're going to store this too because I'm not going to use the shield. I'm going to keep that on me. Maybe I'll give that to Hilda. Okay. I'll just keep that. Okay, we'll just store all of this. Am I eating it or storing it? Okay, I'm storing it. Okay. I think I've reduced my weight quite a bit. Let's see. Anything that, we'll store that. Store that. Dragon. Okay, we can store that, I think. That. Even though these are weightless, I just want to like... Shh. It's okay, controller. We're gonna fight through this. I should have done this before. What quest is that for? Okay. And oh, we can store the amber. Oh, that's light. We can keep that. That might be useful, having some of that ore on me. I'll keep it for now. Okay. I think we're good. I wonder if I can actually upgrade anything. Requires ebony magnet. I don't have the right level. Okay. So much for going to Solstheim. There we are. Okay. Actually, can I upgrade any armor? Oh, I can upgrade that to... Okay, if I can upgrade that, let's try and make it a little bit better. First, we're gonna put on that weapons and armors can be improved by 20%. And potions. I have a smithing potion. Probably not. Okay, that's fine. There we are. Select craft. Nice. Okay, now let's get Hilda over here. Okay, Hilda. You can carry that. No, no, no. Give. 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 That's pretty strong. We'll keep that dagger. Keep that. Oh, it's a quest item. Okay. I want to be able to upgrade this. Maybe I'll... Okay, we'll give that. Give that. Give that. That's a quest item. Okay. Give that. And then for apparel... Oh, good. She can have that. Okay, good. Now we're super light. Ooh, I can give her the wooden mask. No, it's not. Okay. Good. So now let me just put my stuff back on and then we'll take a carriage and return. Okay. There we are. Perfect. I'm gonna save the game. I haven't saved the game today, and that makes me nervous. Okay. Alright, we're ready to go. Goodbye, children. Get inside. It's raining.
You need something, Mom? Yes?
Okay. I'm going away for a bit. You guys get inside.
something?
Stay warm. Take care of
Yes?
each other. Goodbye. Remember, the ebony armor is in Whiterun. The ebony armor is in Whiterun. Because I'm going to want to wear that at some point again, so I like it. I went too far.
Need a ride? I can take... Where do you want to go?
Windhelm.
Climb and back and we'll be off.
Thank you, sir.
Oh, there once was a hero named Ragnar the Red Hoof.
Shit.
Talk to Captain Galland if you're looking to book passage.
Hmm? Well, I guess nothing bad happened the last time. Fine. We'll sail as soon as I get paid. Get yourself settled then.
The Northern Maiden is shipshape and ready to go.
Captain Galland does the business around here. I'm just a ship's mate.
I know the game's auto-saving, but I'm also gonna quick save.
The Northern Maiden is shipshape and ready to go.
So beautiful. Alright. Yeah, this is kind of cool looking. Yo, I love the lighting here. Okay. Okay, Dragonborn. I have arrived on Solstheim in search of the Murak, mentioned in a note as being behind the attempt on my life. Perhaps someone in the town of Raven Rock will know about him. So I need to search for information on Murak, investigate the shrine. And then there's also this here. Nordic jewelry. This jewelry is made exclusively by a man named Hugin Ice Shaper in Solstheim with rare Stalgrim ore. Perhaps the craftsman has more items for sale. I should visit him in Raven Rock. So I have like these two things I can do. I think that's it. Anyways, let's investigate the town a little bit. Okay. I don't actually think I should be dressed as a cultist right now, unless I'm approaching the shrine. Because it would actually be kind of dumb for somebody dressed like this asking questions about Murak. So let me change. Oops. Just like get naked in the middle of town. Put that on. Put that on. I'll put that on. Actually, maybe let me wear that. That matches better. Yeah. Let's just like this for now.
They serve the best sujama I've ever tasted over the retching netch. Worth every coin.
Where's the retching netch? What is this? Scathcraw. Sure, take some Scathcraw. Or is that Scathcraw? What is this? Ulin Ancestral Tomb. Tomb. Unlock Temple Ancestral Tomb. They're like buried in a circle. Asham. I feel like this is very disrespectful. Of me. Alright, well there's nothing of note in here. Okay.
If it wasn't for the bulwark, we'd be digging our houses out from beneath the ash by now.
What's the bulwark? Cerilius house. Okay, we don't want to break in. And then, what is this? Morvain Ancestral Tomb. Morvain is the person who's the counselor who represents the Redoran family.
Prospecting for ebony? You're wasting your time. For mine's as dry as a bone.
Oh, we got a mine. A Morvain Manor.
Can I help you?
Yes. Are you Mirak?
I can't believe I've been stuck here this long. If you need a ride back to the mainland, Gallen's the only way off this rock.
Okay, I don't want to steal anything. Ooh, new books. Alright. Bone Part 1. Is this long? Oh boy. Okay. Do you know what? Let's do it. This might give me some context for just this like place. I want to learn about this land. Bone Part 1 by Tavi Dromio. It seems to me, said Garaz, thoughtfully looking into the depths of his flint, that all great ideas come from pure hapstance. Take, for instance, the story I told you last night about my cousin. If he hadn't fallen off that horse, he never would have become one of the Empire's foremost alchemists. It was late one Midas night at the King's Ham, and the regulars were always especially inclined toward philosophy. I disagree, replied Zomara, or is that Jamara? Firmly but politely, great ideas and inventions are most often formed slowly and over time by diligence and hard work. If you recall my tale from last month, the young lady who I assume used based on a real person only recognized her one true love after she had slept with practically everyone in North Point. I put it to you that neither is the case, said Helgerd, pouring a topper on his mug of grief. The greatest inventions are created by extraordinary need. Must I remind you of the story I told some time ago about Arslick Owen? and the invention of the bone mold. The problem with your theory is that your example is entirely fictional, sniffed Jamara. I don't believe I remember the story of Arslic Owen and the invention of bone mold, frowned Garaz. Are you sure you told us? Well, this happened many, many years ago when Vardenfell was a beauteous green land, when Dunmer were Chimmer and Dwemer, and Nord lived together in relative peace when they weren't trying to kill one another. Helgerd relaxed in his chair, warming to the theme. When the sun and moons all hung in the sky together. Lord, Mother, and Wizard, grumbled Jamara, if I'm going to be forced to hear your ridiculous story again, pray don't embellish and make it longer than it has to be. This happened in the Vardenfell quite some time ago, said Helgerd, ignoring Jamara's interpretation with admirable restraint. During an era of a king you would never have heard of, Arslic Owen was one of this king's nobles and very, very disagreeable fellow. Because of his allegiance to the crown, the king had felt the need to grant him a castle and land, but he didn't necessarily want him as a neighbor, so the land he granted was far from civilization. Right in an area of Vardenfell that is, even today, not quite civilized to this day. Arslic Owen built a walled stronghold and settled down with his unhappy slaves to enjoy a quiet if somewhat grim life. It was not long before his stronghold's integrity was tested. A tribe of cannibalistic Nords had been living in the valley for some time, mostly dining on one another, but occasionally foraging what they liked to call dark meat. The Dunmer. Jamara laughed with appreciation. Marvelous, I don't remember that from before. It's funny how you don't hear much about the Nords. Rampant cannibalism nowadays. This was obviously, as I've said, quite some time ago, said Helgerd, glaring at part of his audience with civil malevolence, and things were in many ways quite different. These cannibalistic Nords began attacking Arslic Owen's slaves in the fields, and then slowly grew bolder, until they held the very stronghold itself under siege. They were quite fearsome sight, you can imagine, a horde of wild-eyed men and women with dagger-like teeth filed to tear flesh, wielding massive clubs cloaked only in the skins of their victims. Arslic Owen assumed that if he ignored them, they'd go away. Ultimately, the first thing that the Nords did was to poison the stream that carried water into the walled stronghold. All the livestock and most of the slaves died very quickly before this was discovered. There was no hope of rescue, at least for several months, when the king's emissaries would come reluctantly to visit the disagreeable vassal. The next closest source of water was on the other side of the hill, so Arslic sent 3 of his slaves with empty jugs to bring some back. They were beaten with clubs and eaten before they were a few feet outside the stronghold gates. The next group he sent through, he gave sticks to defend themselves. They made it a few feet farther, but were also overwhelmed, beaten, and devoured. It was obvious that this better personal defensive was required. Arslic Owen went to talk to his armor, one of the few slaves with specific talents and duties. The slaves need armor if they're going to make it to the river and back, he said. Collect every scrap of steel iron you can find, every hinge, knife, ring, cup, everything that isn't needed to keep the walls sturdy. Smelt it and give me the most and best armor you can very, very quickly. The armorer, whose name was Gorkith, was used to Arslic Owen's demands and knew that there could be no compromise on the quality and quantity of the armor or the speed at which he worked. He labored for 30 hours without a break and recalled without any water to slake his thirst as he struggled with the kiln and anvil, until finally he had 6 suits of mixed metal armor. 6 slaves were chosen, clad in armor, and sent with jars to collect river water. At first, the mission progressed well. The Nord attacked the armored slaves with their clubs, and they continued their march forward, warding off the blows. Gradually, however, the slaves seemed to be walking uncertainly, dazed by the endless barrage. Eventually, one by one, they fell. The armor was peeled from their bodies, and they were eaten. The slaves couldn't move quickly enough in the heavy armor you made, said Arslic Owen to Gorgith. I need you to collect all the cadavers of the poisoned livestock, strip their skin, and give me the most and best leather armor you can very, very quickly. Gorklith did as he was told, though it was a particularly repulsive task, given the rancid state of the livestock. Normally it takes quite a time to treat and cure leather, so I understand, but Gorklith worked at it tirelessly, and in half a day he had 12 suits of leather armor. 12 slaves were chosen, clad in armor, and sent with jars to collect river water. They progressed at first much better than their earlier expedition. 2 fell almost immediately, but the others had some luck outmaneuvering their assailants, while deflecting an occasional blow of the club. Several got to the river, 3 were able to fill up their jars, and one fellow very nearly made it back to the stronghold gates. The last he fell on was eaten. The Nords possessed a remarkably healthy appetite. What we need before I completely run out of slaves, said Arslagon thoughtfully to Gorkith, is an armor sturdier than leather but lighter than metal. The armorer had already considered that and taken stock of the materials available. He had thought about doing something with stone or wood, but there were practical problems with demolishing more of the stronghold. The next most prevalent stuff present in the stronghold was skinned dead bodies, hunks of muscle, fat, blood, and bone. For 6 hours he toiled relentlessly until he produced 18 suits of bone mold, the first ones ever created. Arslagon was somewhat dubious at the sight and smell, but he was very thirsty and willing to sacrifice another 18 slaves if necessary. Might I suggest, Gorkith queried tremulously, having the slaves practice maneuvering about in the armor here in the courtyard before sending them to face the Nords? Arslagon coolly allowed it, and for a few hours the slaves wandered about the stronghold courtyard in their suits of bone mold. They grew used to the give of the joints and the rigidity of the backplate, the weight pushed into their shoulders and hips. They discovered how to plant their feet slightly askew to keep their balance steady, how to quickly turn, pivoting without falling down, how to break into a run and stop quickly. By the time they were sent out of the castle gates, they were easily, very nearly almost amateurs in the use of their medium weight armor. 17 of them were killed and eaten, but one made it back with a jar of water. It's perfect nonsense, said Jamora, but my point is still valid even so. Like all great inventors, even in fiction, the armorer worked diligently to create the bone mold. I think there was a good deal of hapstance as well, frowned Garaz, but it is an appalling story I wish you hadn't told me. If you think that's appalling, Grand Helgarth, you should hear what happened next. Okay, what happened next? We're committed. Part 2. What do you mean the story gets more appalling? Garaz was incredulous. How in Boethiah's name could it get more appalling? It's a ruse, Jamara scoffed, ordering 2 more mugs of grief and a glass of Flynn for Garaz. How much worse can a tale get which prominently features cannibalism, abuse of slaves, and the regular placement of rotting animal carcasses? Don't you dare me, growled Helgerd, annoyed by his listener's lack of appreciation of his prose styling. Remind me where we were. Arslagon is the owner of the stronghold under siege by savage, cannibalistic Nords, said Jamora, keeping a straight face. After a lot of deaths and several unsuccessful attempts to get water, he had his armor, with the unlikely name of Gorkith, outfit the slaves with the first ever bone mold armor. One of them finally makes it back with some water. It was only 1 jar full of water, said Helgerd, pulling back his chair and continuing the tale. And Arslagon drank most of it, passing the remains to his dear armor Gorkith and the last dribbles to a few dozen slaves who still lived. It was hardly enough to sustain health and well-being. Another expedition was necessary, but they had only 1 suit of bone mold left, as there was only 1 survivor of the trip. Out of 18 slaves made it through the gauntlet of Nords wearing the marvelous bone mold armor of yours, Arslagon. Said Arslagon to Gorkith, and only 1 can carry back enough water. Therefore, mathematically, as we have counting you, me, 56 remaining people at the stronghold, we need armor for 54. Since we already have 1, you only need to make 53 to make the total. That way 3 will make it back with enough water for you and me and whoever's in the best condition to partake. I don't know what we'll do after that if we wait. We won't have enough slaves to fetch even a couple days worth of water. I understand, whimpered Gorkith, but how am I going to make the armor? I used all the livestock bones to make the first batch of bone mold. Arslagon gave an order, which Gorkith fearfully complied with in 18 hours. What do you mean Arslagon gave an order, which Gorkith fearfully complied with? Asked Jamara. What was the order? All will be clear, smiled Helgerd. I have to choose what to reveal and what to conceal. Such is the way of the tale-teller. In 18 hours, Gorkith had 53 suits of bone mold, and Helgerd, continuing, not really minding the interruption, prepared for the slaves. Without prompting, he ordered the slaves to practice using the armor and even allowed them more training time than their predecessors. They not only learned how to move and stop quickly in the bone mold, but how to adjust their peripheral vision to see a blow before it came into sway, to dodge, and where the sturdiest reinforcement points on the arm were, the center of the chest and the abdomen, and how to position themselves to take blows there against their natural instincts. The slaves even had time for a mock battle before being sent out among the cannibals. The slaves handled themselves admirably. Very few, just 15 slaves, were killed and eaten outright. Only 10 were killed and eaten when they reached the river. That was when things did not go according to Arslic's plans. 21 slaves with jars of water took off for the hills. Only 8 returned to the castle, largely because they were blocked by cannibal Nords. It was a larger percentage than he had anticipated surviving, but Arslic felt righteous indignation at the paucity of loyalty. "Are you absolutely certain you would rather flee?" he hollered from the battlements. Finally, he allowed the survivors in. 3 had been killed waiting for the gate to open. 2 more died almost upon stepping into the courtyard. 1 was delirious, walking around in circles, laughing and dancing before suddenly collapsing. That meant 5 jars of water for 4 people. The 2 surviving slaves, Arslic and Gorkith. As the lord of the manor, Arslic took the extra jar, but he was democratic with the others. "You're quite correct, friend Garaz. This story is getting more and more appalling." "Just wait," smiled Helgerd. The next morning, Helgerd continued. Arslic awoke to a perfectly still and quiet stronghold. There was no murmuring in the corridors, no sound of hard labor in the courtyard. He dressed and surveyed the scene. It appeared that the fortress was utterly deserted. Arslic walked down to the armorer's quarters, but the door was locked. "Open up," said Arslic patiently. "We need to speak." 30 out of 54 slaves successfully made it to the river and gathered water. Admittedly, some then fled, and a couple didn't survive because I needed to correct their fickleness. But mathematically, that's 55% survival rate. If you and I, the 2 remaining slaves, made the next run, we too should survive. "Zillion and Gello left last night with their armor," cried Gorkith through the door. "Who is Zillion and Gello?" "The 2 remaining slaves. They don't remain anymore." "Well, that's vexing," said Arslic. "Still, we must continue on mathematically." "I heard something last night," whimpered Gorkith in a funny voice, like footsteps, only different, and they were moving through the walls. And they were voices, too. They sounded strange, like they couldn't move their jaws very well, but I knew one. Arslic sighed, humoring his poor armor. "And who was it?" "Donnic." "And who is Donnic?" "One of the slaves that died when the Nords poisoned our water. One of the many slaves that died and we made use of. He was always a nice, uncomplaining fellow, but that's why I noticed his voice above all the others." Gorkith began to sob. I understood what he was saying. "Which was what?" asked Arslic with a sigh. "Give me back my bones," Gorkith's voice shrieked. There was silence for a moment and then more hysterical sobbing. "I saw that coming," laughed Jamara. "There was nothing more to be done with the armor for the time being," said Helgerd, in trifle annoyed at the regular interruptions. So Arslic stripped one of the dead slaves of his suit of bone mold and put it on. He practiced in the courtyard, impressing himself with his natural comfortably with medium weight armor. For hours he boxed, feigned, dodged, sprinted, skipped, jumped, and generally cavorted about. When he felt tired, he retired to the shade and took a nap. The sound of the king's trumpet woke him with a start. Night had fallen in. For a moment he thought he had been dreaming. Then the alarm sounded again, for in the distance but clear, Arslic leapt to his feet and ran to the ramparts. Several miles away he could see the emissaries and their vast and well-armed escort approach. They were there early. The cannibal Nords looked below at one another with consternation. Savages they may be, but they knew when a superior force was approaching. Arslic joyously dashed down the stairs to Gorkith's chamber. The door was still locked. He beat on it, cajoling, demanding, threatening. Finally he found a key, one of the few scraps of metal that had not been smelted days before. Gorkith appeared to be sleeping, but as Arslic approached, he noticed that the armorer's mouth and eyes were wide open and his arms folded unnaturally behind his back. On closer inspection, the armor was obviously dead. What was more, his face and whole body were sunken like an empty pig's bladder. Something moved through the walls like a footfall, only squishy. Arslic expertly and gracefully turned to face it, completely in balance. At first it seemed like nothing more than a bubble expanding through one of the cracks in the stone. As more of the flesh-colored, gelatinous matter emerged, it more clearly resembled part of a face, a flaccid, almost shapeless face with a low brow and a slack, toothless jaw. The rest of the body oozed out of the crack, a soft bag of muscle and blood. Behind Arslic and to the side there was more movement, more slaves rolling up through the cracks in the stone. They were all around him, reaching out. "Give us," moaned Donnic, his tongue rolling about his hanging jaw. "Give us back our bones." Arslic began to rip off the bone mold, throwing it to the floor. 100 figures more pooled into the small chamber. That is not enough. The cannibals had cleared away by the time the king's emissaries arrived at Arslic's gate. They had not been looking forward to this visit. It was best, they thought philosophically, to begin with the worst of the king's noblemen, so so to end their trip well. They sounded the alarm once again, but the gates did not open. There was no sound from Arslick, Owen's stronghold. It took a few hours to gain access. If the emissaries had not brought a professional acrobat with them for entertainment, it might have taken longer. The place seemed to be abandoned. They searched every room until finally they came to the armors. There they found the master of the manor folded neatly, legs behind his head, arms behind his legs like a fine gown. Not a bone in his body. The first part of your story was complete nonsense, said Jamara, but now it doesn't hold true on any level. How could bone mold be made again if the armorer who invented it died before he could tell anyone how he did it? I said this was the first time it was created, not the first time people learned the craft. And when did someone first teach someone else the craft? Asked Garros. That, my friends, replied Helgard, will be a sinister smile. With a sinister smile is a tale for another night. What? That was so much reading. Is there a part 3? The True Noble's Code. This would be useful to read, but I don't want to read anymore right now. Okay, I guess we'll have to look for part 3. The Poison Song. We'll come back. Oh my god. Okay.
God, another mouth to feed. You've picked the wrong town to settle, Outlander.
Rude. Okay, I guess I can't go there. Alright, let's leave. We'll come back. Alright, let's explore just for a little bit more, and then we'll leave. Trauma roots. Let's see what's up here. Ooh, here's the temple. Should I dress as Mirik in the temple? Maybe let's just put a mask on. Oh, this would be interesting to read the history of this place. Can I take it? Okay, if I steal it, is there anybody in this room? Okay. Oh, it looks like we got a journal. Okay, let's see. So, history of Ragnarok. We'll steal that. History of Raven Rock. Oops. We will take that. Volume 3. Okay, we'll read those next video. Alright, and what do we have here? House of Troubles. We'll just leave that for now. Doors of the Spirit. That sounds interesting, actually. Okay, what is this? Death Brand. Pirate's Tale. What is... Alright, we'll take that. Okay. I'm gonna have to make note of that. Okay, I just made note that that book is related to that miscellaneous task. Read Heretic Dossier Blacksmith's Confessional. Okay, I will take that also. Oh my gosh. Okay, I'm gonna make note of that.